How you doing, guys? How you doing, guys? It's Danny K. Right back in with another video. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Excuse me. I got my coffee here. I'm staying out this weekend. Decided to stay out this week and be home next weekend. So things are doing good. Hopefully you guys are also, doing good, improving life, whatever career choice your path choose. Hopefully you guys are doing good. Hopefully you guys are getting better. Hopefully you guys are gaining skills. Let me sip this coffee. Today I want to talk about something. This is a trucking topic, but your DM will make or break you. If you have a bad DM, you're not gonna make any money. If you get your DM mad, most of the time you're not gonna make any money. Unless you're in a super niche market where they need you, like if you do oversized or you haul vehicles or something niche. If it's a niche, they don't want to play with you because they need you. But for the most part, if you have a bad DM, you're screwed. And these are for the new drivers that come in the industry. If you have a bad DM, and the DM is, they dispatch the loads to you. They'll tell you have to pick this load up. They give you the loads, basically. They'll give you the loads. So the person who's giving you the loads, the loads is what's going to get you money. Whether you get paid by the mile, by the hour, by the load. So if you're not having, if they said pay percentage and they give you cheap loads, you're not going to make no money. If you get paid the amount of mile and they give you short runs, you're not going to make any money. So try your best. When you get into this industry, I will say this, in every industry, but as I learn and as I get older, learn how to make money in the industry you're in. If you're a truck driver, you're not just a one node in the network. You're not choosing your loads. You're not dispatching your loads. You're not contacting really brokers and shippers and receivers. You're not really doing that. If you're a company driver, most of the time you have a company that's doing that. So you want to be, in my opinion, be in cahoots, being closer with your DM. I'm not saying you kiss, but learn how to talk to your DM. Learn how to communicate. A lot of truck drivers don't really know how to communicate since, it's a solitude career. You're mostly by yourself. So most of the time you're not talking, you're not communicating. So you tend to be a little bit abrasive, a little bit harsh, a little bit of not understanding power dynamics. And as a truck driver, you need to understand power dynamics. And everybody should understand power dynamics. But if you're a truck, you got to understand power dynamics. Yeah, they need you, but you also need them. So if you're talking to them, know how to put word things where he doesn't feel disrespected or she doesn't feel disrespected, and in a way that both parties can understand and both parties can win. And if you're with a DM, because sometimes you can have a DM, it's hopeless, like it's not there. Understand that and switch out DMs. When I say this, if you're over the road and you're doing less than 2,000 miles, unless you're getting paid like 80 cents, 90 cents a mile, if you're getting less than 2,000 miles, you're not making money over the road. You might as well go local, get a local gig. I'll be honest with you. So if your DM is dispatching you, and this is not going to be a very good take in my opinion, but if your DM is dispatching you and you're making less than 2,000 miles, less than 2,500 miles, and less than this slow weeks, especially January, February is the slowest weeks in trucking, slowest months in trucking. But if you're making less than 2,500 miles, it's time for you to switch DMs. And it's just consistent. So if you've been to your DM and it's been 2-3 months and every week you're getting less than 2,500 miles, you're getting screwed. Especially if you're getting paid in less than 80 cents a mile. Most people getting paid 50 cents a mile, 60 cents a mile. What you gonna do with 2,000 miles, man? And you're away from family, away from home. That, to me personally, is not worth it. Now gain experience. I'm not saying gain your experience, but just know this. Excuse me. Most of the time, your DM has they have the good runs and the good lanes. You gotta show your DM why he should trust you to make those runs. Do you make your things on time? I've never been late to an appointment yet, but like just really unless weather change or whatnot, but never been late to an appointment. So I try my best to build rapport with my DM that you could trust me, I'm gonna be on time. But if you are being on time, you're doing everything you need to do as a driver, and your DM is still feeding you crappy loads, it's time to get a new DM. And I tell people this, and as you get into it, you start realizing, you need to have some type of people skills. 2, you need to learn how to talk to people. 3, you need to know the power dynamics. And if you have a DM, your DM could make or break you. Your DM could make you money or lose you money. That's why, in my opinion, just doing lease purchase and not having a good DM to begin before you do lease purchase is probably the top 2 stupid things you could do. Because if you have a bad DM or DM that's not going to run you, you're basically paying the truck off. You're not going to be making any money. Okay, so just understand this, guys. This is going to be a short video. Your DM will make or break you if you're in the trucking industry. So just be aware. No, okay, yeah. How's my DM doing? Is my DM feeding me? Is my DM being communicated? My DM is trying to put me in the best position to win. Or my DM is just basically, I'm a backwater driver. He doesn't really care. So just know this. This is my DM run. I have OTR DM, but he's running me like I'm regional. These are things you gotta ask. These are things you gotta ask yourself. Because you can't do OTR and you have a DM that's running your regional. And you can't do regional and your DM is running your OTR. Or it depends if you have a dedicated account. It's something different. But just know this. And this is going to be a short video. I'm winding down right now. Look and ask yourself these questions. My DM. First of all, you could be in the wrong. I'm not saying the driver you could be wrong. You're probably late for your appointments. You probably don't know how to communicate. You probably don't know how to talk to your DM. You probably acting very cocky and abrasive. You probably just not being respectful at the shippers and receivers so they complain about you as a driver. But if you're not doing any of these, you're a good driver. You make it on time. You try your best to know how to respond. Not suck up like, oh, yes, no. But know how to talk. Oh, yeah, how you doing? What do you want me to do? Oh, yeah, that's not going to work for me, though. Oh, I'm trying to get home this weekend. I'm not trying to get home. Learn how to communicate in a respectful manner where both parties don't feel disrespected. You'll get a whole lot done. But if you're doing all this and your DM is still not giving you loads, your DM is still not giving you runs, it's time to switch to a new DM or switch to a new account. That's what I always say. Me personally, they gave me opportunity to do regional. I took it, and it's way better. I'm making almost the same exact money, sometimes a little bit less, but almost the same amount of money, and I get to go home. And this was the best move for me. But with my DM of OTR, there's nothing. He gave me some runs, but at times it was slow weeks, but it was not consistent. And me personally, if I'm on the road, I need to make this money. I'm not going to be on the road away from my family just to make 2,000 miles, which is nothing. If you're making 60 cents a mile, 2,000 miles is $1,200 a week. After taxes, probably $900. I made that being home every day. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. And if you're a truck driver their truck drivers making $600-700 a week being over the road, get your experience. I'm not saying if you're in the beginning you don't have any leverage. So gain that experience the first year, 2, you just toss that up to the game. But same token, if you're away from your family, making that money is ludicrous. You might as well put yourself in a position where you're on the road, but you get home more, or you get to do a situation that benefits you more. Now, if that benefits you, do what you gotta do. But my personal opinion, if you get into the industry, you want to make the most money out the industry. You want to go ahead and excel in the industry. You don't want to go out in the industry and you're not really making as much money. That's stupid to me. In my perspective, I think that's stupid and very naive way of thinking. So if you're on the, I'm rambling right now, but if you're on the road and you're not getting the miles, you're not getting the respect you think you deserve, it's time to switch over to a new DM, switch over to a new, try to put yourself in a position where you'll be in a better position. Because I'll tell you this, being on the road, and a lot of people don't realize until you're a truck driver, my respect for truck drivers has increased exponentially. I knew it was hard work. I used to work for the railroad as a jockey driver and crane operator. So I knew it was hard work. But I didn't know that it's not only a mental, it's a different type of stress. It's not like science hard or, you're a chemical engineer hard, but it's a different type of stress that you do have, being away from home, dealing with different things, dealing with a whole lot of variables that a lot of people don't talk about in the trucking industry. It's not you just get in a truck and just drive. There's a bunch of variables that is added on to the truck industry that you need to know. That's if you want to be a boss. There's a lot of variables that you need to understand about this trucking industry. You hear me? So your DM will make or break you. And I said again, if your DM's not giving you miles, find another DM. Or talk to your DM, text your DM or message your DM in the system that they gave you and say, look, I'm ready to run. I could run. I'm a runner. I'm willing to run. If you talk to them and you communicate to them in a respectful manner, not saying, I'm going to run. You have to give me these miles. No, just be like this. I'm willing to run and see what happens. But if your DM is not giving you runs or he's giving you regional runs where you're doing OTR, just know you need to switch over to a new DM. And don't be scared of doing so. But also knowing that you switch over to a new DM, you might have a worse DM. So think of everything. Think of everything, my friend. But just know this, put yourself first. Put yourself as priority. And I always say this, especially I see owner operators or even just truck drivers. Put yourself first. And ideally, you want to have a win-win situation, but ideally, nobody's going to put yourself first. Nobody's going to put you first. Nobody's going to come to me like, Daniel, I want to put you first. Nobody's going to do that. If I don't put myself first, I'll be the last one to eat, the last one to do what's best for me. So go out there, and if you're in a truck, so you're a truck driver, just know this. Okay, yeah, my DM is going to make or break you. And understand how he runs, how he likes things done. Understand that, understand the system. You're the receiver, he's the quarterback. He's going to run the play, he's going to say the play. And if you're just doing all runs and you're not a running back, he's like, okay, now what we're going to do is you're going to be running the ball. I'm not running back, but you're going to be the running back. So just understand how your DM works. Understand how he operates. If he's doing regional, if he's doing OTR runs. I had DMs that would give me one DM I had only for a couple weeks. Beautiful DM. Money was good. Give me 1,400, 1,100 mile runs, 1,400 mile runs, long runs. And I like that. And I did very good with that. And I liked that DM. But then now when I went back to our original DM, 500 mile runs, 600 mile, which is not bad. But if you're dealing with somebody who's a runner, you know you're a runner. You don't want to deal with somebody who's going to give you regional runs. So just know yourself as a driver. Know your DM. Know what your DM expects from you or what your DM likes or prefers, so you can have a good relationship. It's Danny K. Comment, like, subscribe. Out. I have a plethora of videos. I'm upload more content. Those are kind of a little bit of a rambling video, but it's for my truck drivers out there. You look at your DM. Your DM will make or break you. Don't be abrasive. Be smart. Be strategic. Learn how to communicate. Sometimes when you're on the road, you can be like, no, learn how to communicate. Like, yo, I'm running the run, man. I'm your man. Like, I'm the man you call. If I need to run. I need to run. All about also knowing what your DM wants from you and how your DM runs. But don't be scared to switch DMs if you feel like you're not getting what respect or what is due. And I always say this again, if you're being on the road away from your family, you might as well make the most out of it. There's no point of being on the road away from your family just to make $1,000, $900 a week. In my opinion, I think that's, especially the first 6 months, I see you're a new driver, you just have to toss that up to game. But long term, that doesn't make any sense, my friend. And you're making less than $1,000 and you're being away from home for 3-4 weeks, sometimes months on end. That just does not make any sense to me personally. That doesn't make any sense to me. It just, that you could get a job. Well, I'm from Jersey. You could get a job and make that amount being home. You get me? So if you're making more than $1,000 a week after tax, that makes you, I could see why. But if you're making less than $1,000, it doesn't make any sense. And you know, take it for the time being. First year, 2 years, take it for the time being, but look for something else better that's gonna pay you what you're worth. Pay you what it's worth. It's Danny K. Comment, subscribe, out.